We've had so many great endorsements with Governor Christie and with Sarah Palin and with everybody. Vander Plaats, our friend Bob Vander Plaats from Liberty University.
Obviously, Donald Trump and Jerry Falwell Jr., Bob Vander Plaats, of course, is backing Ted Cruz. Nevertheless, when we reached out to Bob, he had already heard this and wanted to talk to us about it. He's a Cruz for President National Co-Chair. Bob, you must be on his mind.
Well, Ray Charles always had Georgia on his mind. I guess Donald Trump has Bob Vander Plaats on his mind. And so I'll take it as a badge of honor, some sort of an accomplishment. But as I tweeted back to Donald Trump, sorry, you're still not getting my endorsement. I'm remaining with Ted Cruz, #loyal. So I see it all as fun and games, but it did kind of strike me out of the blue that he would have Bob Vander Plaats on his mind.
Well, you know, it is interesting as I look at you guys. I mean, you don't bear any immediate resemblance, but obviously you might be on his mind. But we all make mistakes. Believe me, I've made far worse on the air.
Sure.
And I don't even have to be reading the prompter. But having said that, I remember vividly how disappointed he was when he didn't get your backing ahead of the Iowa caucuses. And then he, you know, unleashed a tirade against you. Not much sense outside of mistakenly calling your name. But when you did tweet Donald Trump, did he tweet back? Did he say anything?
Oh, he didn't tweet back at all. Matter of fact, when I read it last night and heard about it last night, Neil, right away I thought, well, it's good news, bad news. Good news, people are seeing me as president of Liberty University, a university I have great respect for. Bad news that I'm endorsing Donald Trump when I'm really endorsing Ted Cruz.
Did people wonder, they called you up and say, hey, what happened?
I was telling them, you know, you ought to take a look at the academic curricula that we're going to offer up for next year and the sports teams. Things that I'd always like to do is cast a vision for a university. So, no, I just had a lot of fun with the Twitter world and people contacting me. What
about this back and forth between the candidates over whose delegates are legit? The Trump folks saying your candidate's stealing delegates, the Republican Party intervening, essentially saying these are the rules, you knew the rules. My own crackpot theory on this, Bob, and you endured many of them over the years we've chatted, is that Trump knew very well the rules, knew that he risked losing those delegates, and after the fact wanted to frame it in a way that would have populist appeal, and it does have a popular appeal to say the system's rigged, I'm getting screwed, you're getting screwed. What do you think of that?
Well, anybody who runs for president should know the rules of the game. And it's all about getting to 1237, either before Cleveland or at Cleveland. The fact is, Ted Cruz has run a great campaign. He has stayed on message of jobs, freedom, and security. And I think that message is what's actually uniting the delegates around Ted Cruz. And I think they'll continue to do that. And if it doesn't happen before Cleveland, I definitely think it will happen at Cleveland.
It's not going to happen. Maybe it doesn't look like it's going to happen in New York. He might be getting it in Pennsylvania and some of these other states he's visiting because he has been out in California, something we're going to touch on. But he seems, your candidate, to have kind of given up on New York. Am I reading that right?
Well, Donald Trump should win New York. I mean, that's his hometown.
Yeah,
and,
that's a given, or increasingly given. But you can't risk him winning big, right, getting all those 95 delegates.
No, and I leave that campaign strategy up to Jeff Rowe and the great team he's got assembled around him in regards to how do we pick up the delegates. Because as you know and your listeners know, your viewers know, this is all about a delegate game right now, about who can amass the greatest number of delegates going into Cleveland and then be well positioned for that second ballot out of Cleveland. And I think Ted Cruz has done that. I think Donald Trump doesn't like that. The basketball coach in me says when you win, you walk off with your head held high. If you lose because you didn't want to play the game right, well, that resembles you, not the candidate you're running against.
All right, Bob, continue. Good luck running Liberty University. Oh, that's not you. Bob Vander Plaats, Cruz for President, National Co-Chair. That's funny stuff. Good seeing you again.